wonderful. We're here at Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
What do I say here? We're in podCastro Valley, Café Anyways, where we're broadcasting from the last place on earth.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
In the land of Ameritopica. It's episode 3215, 3215. And I didn't know that I am already being someone who has been found, and I'm inside the heady of ChatGPT.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
They have discovered me there on that app. A friend of mine in front of me talked to ChatGPT and asked it, tell me about Mike's Daily Podcast with Mike Matthews. And it had everything. It said Café Anyway. It said the mythical land of podCastro Valley, which is really Castro Valley. And then what else did it say? Oh, it said there's some characters that appear on the show. Mike talks to Madame Monique. And I was thinking, who the heck is Madame Monique? And then I asked it, I said, ChatGPT, do you mean Madame Rootabega? I think you're talking about Madame Rootabega. Oh, okay, thank you. It's fascinating. And a friend of mine, let's just say his name is Pete. Because it's not, but if it is, that'd be interesting. But let's say he has ChatGPT, and every answer that he asks it says, and ups to Pete. Wow. Every time. So, yeah, and you can get the movie tickets at any time you want. Ups to Pete. It also says the word I was shocked to hear AI use the word I thought that's a human thing, but that's the ChatGPT people going, oh, we can make this sound really human-esque. I thought she sounded like Scarlett Johansson. My friend said no. But I think we've been hearing that it was modeled after Scarlett, and then she complained, and so they had to...
And here's today's podcast picture.
Change it ever so slightly. But that's crazy. The podcast picture is not that crazy. It's of a restaurant that's very famous in Niles, California, and the Christmas lights are up. It's very Christmassy looking, and I'm just posting a bunch of Christmas pictures these days as my podcast picture. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com, also on Instagram, all kinds of places. You can find all the places at mikesdailypodcast.com. And even see this guy right here, the late great Basil the Boxer, who, that was another mistake ChatGPT did. It said Basil the Basset Hound. No, Basil the Boxer. Fascinating. I didn't feed that AI that information. It just pulls. It pulls from what it can find on the internet. It's fascinating to me. Okay. You know what else is kind of fascinating? Here, Mike is going into a story now. Well, wait. First, I just want to tell you, living in the Bay Area where all this technology is being created, a majority of it anyway, it's fascinating to me because we also have a transit system. We have BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit. It's a train that sometimes it's a monorail, sometimes it's a train, goes up and down, goes over houses, goes under houses, goes all over the place, goes under the bay. And in order to ride it, you need to have a Clipper card. Well, you used to need a Clipper card. And the thing about what was cool when they introduced the Clipper card was that now every mode of transportation is covered by this one card. Before, you would need a card for or a ticket for AC Transit, which is the bus service, Alameda County Transit, or you would need something...
I can't hear you. Press the button, you donut.
If the button doesn't work. Or you would need, if you're going to use the ferries, they got these boats that cross the bay. You would need a different card for that, etc. So they just brought it all together under Clipper cards. Well, they don't quite have their act together, even after all these years. I think they merged everything back in 2009. They're still having problems. I was wanting it to do this one simple thing. I'd put money on the card, so the card already has money on it, the Clipper card. So when I go through and pay to get on BART or the bus. It should pay it. It should pull from that money that I put on it. Nope. Instead, it pulled money from a credit card that I had on file. And I go to delete the credit card. It won't let me. So I had to go to old-fashioned phones to...
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
The telephone to fix the problem. And I got a hold of a nice lady named Marcia. Marcia helped me out tremendously. But even she had limited access to things. And she said, all right, well, I put in a request. She didn't change it on the spot. She had to put in a request to have it changed. And it could change in about 5 days. So that's how slow things move. Even though it's the Bay Area, even though it's Silicon Valley and all that, San Francisco, and all the brilliance around here, nope. They can't make the Clipper card do something simple. Like you have probably better access to name anything that you use. Maybe your gym membership, you can go in and change things.
Do you people really think you can get healthy by eating protein Doritos?
Yes, probably not. Are you eating protein Doritos while walking on the treadmill? Probably not the best idea at the gym. Okay, but everybody needs someplace to go home and relax and say, that traveling on the rapid transit, on the Bay Area transit parts, now I smell of marijuana, and I saw some things I can't unsee on these traveling public transit things. You want to go home and relax. Well, luxury homes, you know what? They've gone up in price despite everything you're hearing about real estate, about how people can't sell houses and about how prices are starting to go down. Nope. Luxury houses are 60% more expensive than they were just 10 years ago. In real estate, luxury typically has just one definition: elaborate homes that are so expensive. The threshold for what is considered...
Is that why you're bald, Mike?
Because of thresholds?
Okay.
Yeah. Is considered a luxury home. What it was back in 2016, the cost for a luxury home was almost $800,000. Now, in 2025, almost 10 years later, that has gone up to $1.3 million. The average median listing price for a home, though, is sitting at $430,000. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. Homes that start at $2 million make up 5% of the homes for sale nationwide. And the top 1% nationwide start at almost $5.5 million. Anyway, Café Anyway is where we are outside now, enjoying this fascinating information here in the land of Ameritopica, all these topicas. So Martha Stewart, she wants to appeal to Gen Zers. Is it Zillennials? Is it millennials? Is it anybody who is called this to get irritated? I'm a Gen Xer. I've accepted that. Ain't a boomer. I don't know any of my boomer friends that accept the term boomer. But anyway, if we're talking about generations and groups of generations, Martha re-released her first book called Entertaining recently. It's a 300 recipe compendium, and she reissued it for a new generation. It was originally published.
They have 150 to 200 gas pumps.
Okay.
Oh,
what?
At Café Anyway?
Massive. It's like a Walmart-sized convenience store.
It's so big, the
and
Café Anyway.
Inside is anything you can imagine, food-wise, from burgers to barbecue to chicken to...
So that's like a truck stop on steroids.
That's right. You just
at least
ask.
Okay.
Maybe a quadruple dose of steroids.
I'm surprised.
A quadruple dose of steroids. Just ask ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini, which Gemini took a leap ahead of ChatGPT. You probably heard, and there was a code red over there at OpenAI and the people over there, and they just said, oh. And all I know is I got a Samsung phone recently, and it comes with Gemini. They replaced the Bixby with Gemini, though there is Bixby still in there. Bixby was like a Gemini that Samsung came up with, but wasn't that good. And then there was the other Perplexity, And then Elon Musk has his Grok sitting over there on X. Anyway, Café Anyway. The book that Martha Stewart released all the way back in 1982.
Mike is awesome.
Oh, thank you. I got that info from Rob Black, that guy right there, and he's heard on AM 1220 KDOW weekdays in the 5 p.m. hour, and he's on Cron TV Monday through Thursday in the 9 o'clock hour. But he was saying that book, Entertaining, came out in 1982. Perhaps you remember Saturday Night Live made fun of Martha Stewart. I think it was, which actress was it? That, not Sherry O'Terry, not Molly Shannon, the one that, oh my gosh, she reminds me so much of my ex-wife's cousin. It'll come to me later, but yes. So it's been out of print, this book, for years. Interest spiked after CNN and Netflix both released documentaries about Martha Stewart, and vintage editions began to sell for as much as $300 on eBay, and a cast iron.
It's a trap.
My brain is a trap. It's a trap that catches all kinds of weird things. One book went for $1,700 for a shrink-wrapped version.
Isn't this cool? Go figure.
Oh, look it! Welcome.
I'll be darned.
Welcome
I
to
bet
Café
a lot
Anyway.
Of people come up here.
Yeah.
And it's still stand and be here forever. What this guy created.
Café Anyway.
Cool.
Very cool. Thank you, Russ from RV or TV, stopping by. Love that channel. So, hey, I have a certified financial planner that I've been working with for several decades now, and I'm getting the feeling, because he's getting up there, he's still in amazing health, but he wants to meet tomorrow with the one of his business partners. I'm thinking he's handing off the baton. A baton is going to be switching hands. I have a baton. Is going to be switching hands. I'm thinking he's going to pass me off to a younger guy. We'll see. It's funny because over the years, this advisor that I have, he's pretty right-leaning, but it's cool because for those of you who are not right-leaning, it's fascinating because he started out very left-leaning and he spent quite a bit of time in Berkeley in his younger days and had a little too much fun, I would say, from the stories he's told, and then eventually moved more to the right. Now he lives in the very red state of one of the red states there in the South, and he loves it, and he can't stand California anymore. But he's going to visit California. I'm going to see him, and it fascinates me. I've learned a lot from this guy, and I can't stand the thought of losing him. But I know he's also getting up there in age, probably wants to retire and really retire, though he's one of those guys, kind of like me, that'll probably be working very late. I think the day I retire will be the day I fear the day I retire. There's just too much time on your hands at that point. You got to keep active if you're retired. Not that I have any listeners that are retired, but if I do, keep yourself busy. Do a podcast. Take tango lessons, help volunteer. I learned so much from retirees that are docents that have so many amazing stories. I learned because I basically have never had to kill anything that I've ever eaten, except, I don't know, maybe that apple that I pulled out of the tree. Did that kill it? I don't know. So this limited info that I have in my brain. And this guy just happened to tell me, oh, yeah, we grew up on rabbit. We loved to eat rabbit because it was much easier to skin and prepare versus a chicken where you have to pull the feathers out. That's a lot of work. And I said, oh, okay. Now I feel bad for all the chicken that I've eaten. And then another guy told me, he's not retired, but he's getting up near the age. He told me that he spent some time in Australia, actually New Zealand. He and his father would go down there because they have a lot of invasive animal species there in New Zealand that the government doesn't like to be just wandering around eating the grass and causing havoc. So they would go down there and shoot rabbits, shoot all kinds of other invasive species. And I thought, okay, that's scary. That's very South Park. It's coming right for us. That kind of thing. Was it Jimbo? So he told me that he actually, because I asked him, what did they do with all the rabbits that they shot? And he said, we would just leave them. And I thought, that's terrible. He said, no, wait. Later, a friend of his kept doing that job, and he actually would then take the rabbit meat and sell it to Germans, because Germans like to make Hassenpfeffer. And that's, if you don't know, watch a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Hassenpfeffer? Yeah, what's up, Jack? That kind of thing. I think we need to maybe talk a little game or stuff here, perhaps, just to get an idea of...
Yeah. Look, I'm not here to screw around, man. Like, I got plenty of other things to do, and like, you know, hey, when I got my downtime, yeah, man, like I'll be playing Escape from Tarkov or PUBG or, you know, NHL on Xbox, you know, maybe a little Koi 4 or some Anno 1800, you know, whatever, man, stuff to chill out, relax to. You know?
I doubt that my financial advisor is going to say anything like that in the meeting that I have with him tomorrow. On my downtime, I like to play Tarkov and Pokemon Z. Blah, 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 blah. You know, what I'm telling you is that Martha Stewart is tuning into the younger generations because she's re-releasing this book. Oh, the shrink wrap version, whatever that is, went for $1,700 plus. The reissue is printed on nicer paper. It cost $50. Originally, the book in 1982 cost $35, so it's gone up in price. Every word is the same, including the use of the word referring to Asian cuisine, that treacherous word that starts with an O and rhymes with I am mental. It's not really rhymes with it, but you know what it is. I know a lot of people my age and older that use that word a lot, talking about the type of food. They don't call it Asian cuisine. They call it I am mental food. And I go, what decade are you living in? That word's been out of vogue for a while. But you will, if you go to take a history course, you will hear that word. It comes up. But I guess regarding food, we use Asian cuisine now instead of that word. Fascinating, isn't it? Okay. Passing off the baton.
Why do they always interrupt our snacking?
No!
You're a demon.
I'm sorry, K-pop demon hunters. Hey! Netflix. So how did they woo the Warner Brothers? How did they snap it away from Paramount Plus? Well, the stories I am hearing is they basically met up with them on Thanksgiving, offered a bunch of cash, a couple $1 billion in cash, several $1 billion in cash, and then also stock options. And apparently there is a clause. I don't know if by the time you hear this it gets enacted, but if like the FCC says no, and we have a very, of course, right-leaning FCC right now that does basically whatever Trump tells them to do. If the president says, hey, I don't approve of this woke company taking over Warner Brothers, they will stand to lose several $1 billion. I think I heard the number's 50 billion or something. So it's if the deal falls through, Netflix loses money. When the news came out about Netflix and Warner Brothers, or Netflix buying Warner Brothers, the stock price for Warner Brothers went up, the stock price for Netflix went down. Now, I know a guy that works at Netflix, and he told me, hey, you know, I asked him, how the heck do they make all these shows? He says, well, it's interesting. They use a bunch of different studios. Sony movie studios made the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. And because Sony doesn't have its own streaming service. There's no Sony Plus. So they went through Netflix. Netflix, the studio, they don't really have studio. They got some studios, he said, this is interesting, in New Mexico, New Jersey, and in LA, they don't really have studios, but they will rent out studios in other places around the world. And as you know, it's a very global company. You've got shows like Squid Games out of Korea, The show I watched, Department Q, which I guess they're making a new season, was out of Scotland. So it'll be interesting now that they have their own studios, if this goes through, in Hollywood, how that will change or if it'll improve them. I am not that big a fan of Netflix. I think most of the shows are gratuitous. There's too much gore. There's too much horrible language. We turned on this Jude Law show called Black Bunny or Black Rabbit or something. Oh my gosh. Every other word was an F word, and and you have Jude Law trying to do a New York accent. It was just everybody gets shot. I don't get it. Why this is not, to me, the best programming. Now, I know there's a lot of stuff for kids on Netflix. I know now they got Miss Rachel. So I don't know if that's going to help. I don't know if they have the Mr. Microphone guy. But
hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
I think he was from 1982, too, just like that Martha Stewart book. Look who's here outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Hi, Mac. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How ya doing? I brought my horse Billy.
And to Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
Yeah, you know what? I think that Paramount Plus should have bought that dang Netflix, because they got shows like the Star Trek, and ain't that Yosemite show on there, that Yellowstone, the song with the cowboy, Kevin Costner. Tell you what.
What?
I don't know. I don't watch TV or the streaming thing. I turn on the TV and watch a bunch of commercials. That's what I like to do. That's what calms me down in the middle of the day after taking care of shooting a bunch of rabbits.
No! Can you give me the rabbit meat? I hear it's lean. It's healthier for you. And it's really expensive if you try and buy it in the Bay Area. No, I think you're thinking of Peacock has the Yosemite or the Yellowstone or whatever. But, hey, we're getting a call right now.
This is Judge Clinton Cup in San Francisco.
Hello, Judge.
I'm trying to get the telephone number. Get me the number into the studio.
Oh.
I'm supposed to be on the radio.
Oh.
Be of good cheer.
You be of good cheer as well. Oh, then I hung up. Hey, if you watch the video, which you can find at mikesdailypodcast.com, just find to the section, the little link, just scroll there where it says where to watch the video. You can see Rocky the cat. He just jumped on my lap outside of Café Anyway, and I don't know how I have a lap while I'm standing. I thought you only have a lap when you sit down, but somehow that's happened. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make delicious root beer. Have some right now.
Brewmaster, when you talk, you freak out Rocky the cat. All right, let me try some of this great root beer you make.
Drink right now. I'll cut you. Oh, boy.
Oh, yes. Has some very nice notes. Very fine. Delicious. Root beer. I don't know how healthy it is for me. How are things going in the basement?
Yeah, all right. I'm all alone. Oh, boy.
That's great.
Mike makes music.
When you're alone in the basement of Café Anyway, making the root beer, what can you say? It can be sad, or you can be glad. I know this song's pretty bad, but that's it. Did you hear my song, the Front Yard Christmas Display song? I did it a couple podcasts ago. Go back and listen to it, because I only put it on a podcast once a year, and I felt like that was it. And also, there's the Yuletide personalized MP3 for the contest that you can find out about on that podcast. Go back and listen to that one.
It didn't go quite as planned. Watch here.
Watch here. Don't watch here. You can't watch here. And my fellow radio guy who's been in radio for decades, like I have many, many decades, is saying, what is it? Why do they say, look at this? Look what's on my screen. I can do that too. Look at here. What's on my screen right now on my computer? You can't see it because it's called radio podcast. Oh, they just don't get it. Thank you, Chewbacca. You know, I guess I'm complaining about something that I feel is not something people complain about. But if you feel like you'd like to feel, if you want to, feel free to complain about it. Here it is.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
The number. Thank you for calling it. And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame. Thank you for listening to the show. We'll try and do another one real soon. Just ask any AI you want. Is Mike going to do another podcast? Hopefully he will. It's not AI, it's a Mike. Bring me another podcast. Okay, will do. Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.